Genesis chapter 12, verse 1 to 4. Genesis 12, 1 to 4. Deliverance from the enemies of destiny. Deliverance from the enemies of destiny. Freedom from the enemy of destiny. And we will be looking at Abraham today. Abraham today. Genesis chapter 12, 1 to 4, and Genesis 24, 1 to 2. So, now the Lord has said unto Abraham, get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will show thee. And I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that cursed thee. God was the first individual who used the word curse. It was God. And God was the first individual who used the word blessing. I will curse him that cursed thee, and in this shall all the family of the earth be blessed. Verse 4. So Abraham departed, and the Lord had spoken unto him, and Lot went with him. And Abraham was 75 years old when he departed out of Haran. Genesis 24 verse 1 and 2. Genesis 24 verse 1 and 2. And Abraham was old and well stricken in age, and the Lord had blessed him, as he said, in all things. May this be the story of your life at the end of your life. We can stop there. Take a note. Dealing or deliverance from the enemies of destiny. The greatest desire of God over your life is the fulfillment of your destiny. The greatest interest of God. The greatest interest of God, beyond your problem, beyond your challenges, beyond everything you are going through, the greatest interest of God. Never forget this lesson as long as you live. I wish I can shout it more and more. The greatest interest of God over your life is the fulfillment of your destiny. There are many reasons for that. I don't have time. One of the reasons is that is why he created you. To fulfill destiny. That is why you are born. That is why you are born into that family. That is why you are born into that nation. That is why you are the sex that you are, male or female. God sat down and designed you and allow you to be born into this world in order to fulfill destiny. John chapter 18 verse 37. John 18 37. That's why you have gone through what you have gone through in life. That's why you went to that primary school. That's why your school was changed several times. It was for destiny purpose. He said, for this purpose was I born, and for this reason I came out into the world. Number 2, the greatest interest of the devil over your life is your destiny. The greatest interest. So the first thing is the greatest interest of God is your destiny. The greatest interest of the devil and what he wants to steal from your life is your destiny. We are on a journey of destiny. You enjoy your money. The greatest, what the devil is attacking most about your life is your destiny. Let me tell you, your greatest problem in life is a signal to the destiny you are called to fulfill. If you are Sarah and you are going to give birth to that child that is going to be a progenitor of the blessing, be ready to suffer barrenness for 25 years. Because the devil will not allow that child of destiny to be born. If you are Moses, be ready. If you are going to fulfill destiny, you are not going to have age mate. Because all the children from age 2, as soon as the Satan has signal that you are going to be the one that will sink Pharaoh, he will kill everybody. So whenever Moses is celebrating birthday, he has no peer group. If you are Jesus, be ready. So whatever is the devil fighting you with poverty, you have been raised to be rich and sponsor the agenda of God with prosperity in the end time. Is the devil fighting you with the issue of healing? Maybe you have the healing mantle, sickness, disease. Or a Robert, a great evangelist who shook the world with the healing mantle, was nearly died of tuberculosis before age 16. Kenneth Hagin was with bad blood, bad heart, and yet God raised him also. What you are fighting is a sign of what is frightening Satan. If you are Joyce Meyer, be ready to be abused. As you are growing up, the father abuser, she has been in about how many marriages now? And now she's to speak about marriages, have a beautiful marriage, but the devil thought that she will never have home. What you are fighting is a signal of what you are being called to handle. It's a signal. Because you can never heal what you have not been hurt with. You can never heal. You know, the anointing flow most in the area of your pain. You know how it feels. If you have never been hurt with it before, you won't know how it feels. If you have never been hungry before, when somebody says, I'm hungry, it's a strange word to you. I can tell you, see signs of hunger in their degree. There is one that your stomach will be making noise. There is one, it is at this side you will feel it. Levels of hungers. You will feel it at this level. There is one that come with like migraine attack. It's not migraine, it's a signal of hunger. There are 6 layers of it. 6 layers of it. I know how migraine feel. I know how it felt. So when somebody says he has migraine, I know what it means. You can never heal what you have not been hurt with. You can never heal. And that's why the anointing moves with compassion. You know, anointing is a compound emotion. It moves with compassion. The Bible said Jesus was moved with compassion. You can never heal what you have not moved with. One of my strongest area is the area of deliverance, because I've been there before. Hitting in the dream, driving car without engine, falling from the skyscraper, all kind of things. I've been there before. Running into cobwebs. Every other person has passed there, but running into cobwebs. So when God, in that area, is the area God will use you most, the devil will attack you most. He will attack you most there. Attack you most there. If you have never been homeless before, when people say they don't have a house, you may never be moved. You may never be moved. So the greatest interest of God is your destiny. The greatest interest of Satan is your destiny. It's your destiny. And number 3 is that the only thing that can give you fulfillment in life is your destiny. You can never find fulfillment without your destiny. Your destiny. That's the only thing. That's why it's not rich, it's not material thing. Don't you see many rich people that commit suicide? They are looking for fulfillment. When you are in your destiny, you are doing you. You are you. You are doing you. And when you are in your destiny, you find success. You find success. Because you love to do it. Every of your being is inside it. When you find yourself at any work or at any desk that you are counting and watching time that it will close, you better find something else to do. You may find job, but you have not find work. God does not give man job, he gave man work. You can be stuck out of your job. You can be stuck out of your work. Because your work is you. Your work is what gives you joy. What was the motivation of Mother Teresa? And that level of poverty, every child in the world belonged to God and rescuing them. And that woman, fragile, was a Nobel Prize. That was her. That was what she lived for. Never let your life be like a snake that passed on the rock and there is no trace. You are sent here, and here the time you have is limited. That's why he said, teach us to number our days. Psalm 90 verse 12. Teach us to number our days, not that we can apply our heart to money, to power, to fame, but to wisdom. To wisdom. Apply our heart to wisdom, that we have a limited time on this earth, and we must do what they sent us here to come and do. A day is just going to come that time will be no more. When you see a dying person, they don't ask for more money. They don't ask for more houses. They don't ask for more children. There is something that they ask for. Time is what matters to them now. As Hezekiah, when they say your time is up, write your will. He said, Lord, if you can give me another 15 years, I need another 15 years. And that's why the time is so important. We look at the life of Abraham. What were the enemies that tried to stop him from fulfilling his destiny? We have seen that his destiny was to be a progenitor of blessing to the entire earth. 3 things God asked him to do. 7 things that God said he will do. Hear this. Until you discover destiny, you have not started living. Until you discover your destiny, you have not started living. You are only wasting time. You are only wasting energy. You are only wasting resources of God. What is my destiny? Until you discover it, you are still playing around. Hear this. Not everybody breathing is living. You can be existing without living. Those that I've seen it in ICU before. People on the support system. They can't bury them because they are still breathing. But the question is, are they engaging life? They are not engaging life. If you are not engaging life, you are not living. That is, living according to the standard, the purpose of God, the manual of God. Hebrew chapter 10 verse 7. Hebrew chapter 10 verse 7. He said, I have come in the volume of book that is written of me. Are you living according to what is written of you in the eternal archive of your life? Are you living according to it? It is every one of us. There is something written of us. Before we were conceived in our mother's womb at all. Before your father and mother said, hello, how are you? There is something that is written of you. And if you are not living according to that standard, God is just wondering, have I wasted my resources? Have I wasted my time? There is a purpose. There is an agenda. There is an intention. You are not on the earth by your decision. You are on the earth by the manufacturer. His name is God. He sent you here. Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 4 to 5. Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 4 to 5. The word of the Lord came to me, Jeremiah. He said, before I formed you in the belly, I knew thee. And before you came forth, I have ordained you a global figure. Don't struggle for fame. Find your destiny and your vibe, and fame will look for you. Those that love fame, they go up in flame. If media is the reason for your rising, media will be the reason for your crashing. No. Don't struggle to be known. Struggle to know what you are created to do, and you'll be no more than you desire. So we look at the life of Abraham. What were the enemies? Let's mention 10 of them that tried to stop Abraham and that we can deal with in our life today. Number 1 was the foundation of Abraham. The foundation of Abraham. Genesis chapter 11 verse 12 to 32. Genesis 11 12 to 32. He had foundational issues. Foundational issue. When you trace it, after the flood, everybody in that family, everybody in that lineage, they were getting married at the age of 35 and having children before they were 40. They were getting married at the age of 29 and giving birth to children before they were 40. Every single one. But when it got to Terah, the father of Abraham, delay enter. And the father of Abraham, what is other lineage, what they did at 30, latest 35, he did it at 70. Terah. And Terah lived 70 years and begat Abraham, now and Aram. Foundation. Hear this. You need to deal with your foundation if you're going to fulfill destiny. You need to find out what has happened before you came. And he gave birth at 70, but he didn't arrest it. And he continued. Abraham, 75. Abraham now got to 90. Isaac was delayed for 20 years. In fact, Isaac married at 40. What his great-grandfather did at 30-something. And then delay just stepping. Jacob was delayed because two of his wives, they were delayed in giving birth to children. But it was only in the head of Joseph that it was broken. Joseph got married, got married at 30, and by 31, he has already given birth. Going back to the original script of the foundation. Have you delayed the issue of delay in the history of your family? You saw one of my younger ones testifying here that almost everybody that finishes in the family have to wait before they enter into university. And then got broken. Some of these, did you combine result? Are your children combining result now to enter into university? Don't take it for granted. This is how you can measure your success, that you have succeeded. You need to break something. So there was delay. Number two, there was issue of untimely death. The father of Abraham had to bury, and the father of Lot, Haran, the boy died. There are family like that. Untimely, their parents burying their children. You need to stop something. Number three, there was issue of barrenness. Sarah was barren. Issue of barrenness. Number four, there was foundational issue of abandoned project. The father of Abraham. Do you know it was the father of Abraham that God first of all told that they were going to go to Canaan? The man set out. He had inclination. My destiny was in Canaan. But he set out to go. When he got to a town called Haran that reminded him of the loss of his son, he settled down there and he died at age 205 without fulfilling destiny. So it's not about the number of years that you spend. It's about the impact that you make. You can live long like Methuselah and there is nothing to write about your name. May that never be your portion. So, and then number five, there was foundational issue of non-relevant. They don't get relevant. You don't know anybody's name there. Non-relevant. When you take Abraham out of that family, who else do you take among his siblings? Not relevant. Nobody hear about them. Nobody. Not relevant. At age 75, a man living in his father's house. And don't think it doesn't happen today. There are people I've seen, after their retirement, they retire back to their father's house and go and fight for the father's property. Retire back there. Retire back there. Everybody just back to square one. So you need to destroy issue of foundation. Number two, you need to destroy the issue of incomplete obedience. Incomplete obedience. Genesis 12, 1-5. This nearly finished Abraham. Incomplete obedience. Look, I've learned with God. 99.9% does not make a pass mark with God. It doesn't. Incomplete obedience. Abraham, 3 things I want you to do. Get out of your country. Get out of your father's house. Get out of your kindred. And I will do 7 things to you. But when he departed in verse 4, what did he do? He got out to a land I will show you. That's number 4 instruction. When he got out, he left his country. He left his father's house. But he carried Lot, who is a member of the family, along. Hear this. You can't adjust God's instruction and think you will manifest God's prophecy. You can't adjust God's instruction and think you are going to manifest prophecy. You have to follow him to do it. If thou shalt diligently hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God, which I command you this day. Because it's only today you know. You don't know tomorrow. There are people you meet today and God said, be careful of that relationship. I said, no. Is it not Kabiru? We are born in the same house. And it is Ore Mini, Ore Atijoni, Ore Atikekereni. God said, I know. I'm the one that is called Alpha and Omega. There may be nothing that look like a problem now, but I've seen a problem down the line. And he said, no, don't worry, God. Don't worry. I know how to handle it. You know, I know how to handle it. God said, it's okay. I won't argue with you. It's all about you. It's all about you. And that person, I was a great man of God in those days, in this nation, from African nation, one of the presidents sent a jet to come and take him to come and pray for him in his nation. And then he said, oh Lord, they said I should come, should I go? God said, you are going nowhere. Private jet. And then he said, my commander said, I'm going nowhere. He said, it's okay, no problem. By the time they got back to that place and all that one thing or the other, coup happened in that nation. That's how he would have been caught. And many things will have happened. There are things you don't see today that God see down the line. So he took Lot along. That was the first incomplete obedience of Abraham. Number two, when there was challenge, he went to Canaan, where God actually told him. When there was challenge, he jumped to Egypt. God never told him to go to Egypt. I'm going to speak about that Egypt later. You know that in that jackpot to Egypt, that God never told him. That was where the devil planted Agar in his family. Planted Agar. And that Agar, what Agar caused, is still troubling the world till tomorrow. Incomplete obedience will give birth to incomplete blessing. Lot should not have followed him. God did not tell him to go to Egypt. Going to Egypt led to Agar. Agar led to Ishmael. Ishmael has led to Iran, Gaza, Beirut, and all the affliction that is happening today. You know how many have died today in Beirut? Many have died through the Israel has led to terrorists. Have you watched the video of September 11 before? People that went to work, took tea, took whatever, and suddenly something struck it. See, tomorrow Ishmael is still smelling. Can appease them. Can appease them. You can appease them. What you are doing today may have impact on your children tomorrow. What you are doing today, your decision today. You can't choose the consequence, but you can choose your decision. Decision of today. Decision of today. Decision of today. Number 3, compromise. Compromise. The first thing that can destroy anybody's destiny, according to Abraham study we are studying, is foundational issue. Number 2, incomplete obedience. Number 3, compromise. Genesis chapter 12, verse 11 to 16. Genesis 12, 11 to 16. Abraham lied, compromise. A little compromise is tampering with your destiny. A little compromise is tampering with your destiny. Number 4, household wickedness. Genesis 13, 6 to 18. Genesis 13, 6 to 18. Household wickedness. Even when Jesus came, he said a man's enemy are the people of his own house. Household wickedness. They are wicked. Look at this guy that the Abraham risked his life for and took Lot along. Do you know what Lot did for Abraham? He began to struggle with Abraham. Uncle, in my place, when an elderly person is doing something, in fact, when you are eating with an elderly person, you don't choose meat before them. I don't know who came from some background. You know, you are eating, and then these are home training that we were brought up with. You don't just stretch your hand and take the chicken laps. And check the chicken laps. If they will beat your hand, that's not how to do it. When the uncle, there was strife between him and the uncle. Your uncles are like your father. Whether younger brother of your father or elder brother, respect. And Abraham said, look, don't let there be strife. You choose what you want. He said, uncle, that place. Abraham said, no problem. And left uncle with dry plate. This was the man that brought you out. Thank God for who you know now, but somebody brought you. And the river or stream that forget the source can dry. It wasn't Lot that was called, it was Abraham. And it shows Because the first decision Lot will take after Abraham was a wrong decision. Family, what do I call it now? Household wickedness. When the people that knows your house are attacking you, the battle of the blood. It's terrible. It can make you not to fulfill destiny. I tell you. It can make you not to fulfill destiny. Household wickedness. They are terrible people. Number 5, family battles. Genesis 14, 1 to 18. Family battles. Do you know, this same Lord, when he chose that place, and Abraham left him and he has gone to Sodom and Gomorrah, he ran into a problem one day. There was battle. And they called Abraham again. Abraham risked his life with 318 children in his house that the slave gave battle to go and fight the battle for Lot. Do you know many battles some of us are fighting and they are not even our battle? You are fighting for your son, you are fighting for this, you are fighting for your sibling, no, you are praying for this. If they look at your prayer point, many people that are on the prayer point, it's not even you, it's somebody else. Family battle. And by the time you fight some of those battles, you may not be able to fulfill them. What of if Abraham had died? He has not given birth to his own children at this time. Oh, that's how his light will have been quenched. There are many of us today. You have not built house today because you are taking care of the children of the uncle, taking care of the children of this. You had the testimony of Sister Ngozi. She was waiting on the Lord for many, many years, working in NMPC and all that. And all the children of her mother, they have given birth. She's sending them from primary school to university. And she had no child of her own. And yet, it was not enough. She has not done enough. And it over Sonny Dolosi, Lokoko Vimbuni. What is he doing? And then, the day she gave birth, and my wife to meet at Nisame, is it Nisame now? What is it? Nisa Premier. And she said something. When my wife came home and told me, that was what caught my attention. He said, Mommy, thank you for coming. He said, you know all those children I've been taking care of. They have all been calling me auntie, but this one will call me mommy. This one will call me mommy. And that was part of her destiny, that she would give birth to a child of her own. Or fighting family battles over the years. She had no time to settle down. I decree and declare the family battle will not scatter your destiny. Number 6, battles of doubt. You have to win the battle of doubt if you are going to fulfill destiny. Genesis 15, 1 to 6. Genesis 15, 1 to 6. I was surprised seeing this conversation. God came down to Abraham and said, Abraham, don't worry, you are going to, I am thy reward. I am this. Abraham said, Baba, let's stop this joke. Oh. Let's stop this joke. In chapter 12, you have told me you are going to do this, you are going to do this for me. You are coming again. Fear not. I am the, God said, look, you know, God like people that are real. God said, Abraham said, God, let's stop this joke. You will bless me, you will bless me. I am going childless. I don't have any child of my own. You see, Eliezer of Damascus, my driver that is going to inherit all my estate, he said, God, this is a frank talk. Where is my own children? I go childless. Is it the steward of my... Let me tell you, the greatest concern of every rich man is who is going to succeed them. You know, at the end of Solomon said, all these words, sir, I don't know who is going to... Whether it's a foolish man... Whether he's a foolish boy or useless one. All these words now. I don't know who I'm going to be good. I think it's just better for a man when you are alive. Enjoy yourself. Spend your money. Because I don't know whether it's a foolish boy. And when he died too, it was a foolish boy. Because the boy, he took a decision. When the elders came to him and said, oh boy, your father was a project man. We serve him. Now, can you take things easy? He said, no. I will beat you with scorpion. He said, my father's waist will be my finger. My hand is okay. To your tent, O Israel. Make no kill us. He said, I don't know whether he's a foolish boy or useless boy. That's why in our place they say, instead of building houses, train children. Because the child that is not trained is going to squander the houses that is built. Train children. Training. It's better to train a child than to repair an adult. You know what? Only God can bend a dry fish and it will not break. You know dry fish? Smoked fish is different from dry fish. Are you aware? It's different. Dry fish, when you try to break it, and when you don't know it, you begin to see. Begin to see. Number what? That's the battle of the doubt. Abraham began to doubt God. You know, let me tell you, this is not a sin. In case you are here, your faith is shaking. This is my advice. Don't let it be uprooted. Because we are human beings. When you have had promises over the years, you know, a lady sent me a text from Canada and voice note some days ago. I wanted to answer. Yesterday, I was already on the call with her, but it said Attorney General of the state was looking for me, was in my office, so I had to cut the call. I have not completed that call now. And she was asking, look, when God, you have the promise of God over you, I pray over you. I mean, she raised some, there are questions in the heart of the young people now that are going on. Not like the days of our fathers. Young people want to ask many questions. In the days of our father, when there are questions, they will say, keep your mouth shut. Don't ask questions. This one, they ask questions, all kind of questions. So the question in the heart of many people is, God told me this. Why has it not come to pass? That was the state Abraham was. His faith was about to shake. And that day, God said, Abraham, bring out animal. I'm going to enter into covenant with you today. I don't have time. I don't want to bore you into the detail of the covenant. But God entered into a blood covenant with Abraham. That what I told you, because he had to kill animals, kill dove. And that's what they do in those days when they want to enter into covenant. When a higher king has conquered a lower king, they enter into a covenant. It's a blood covenant. So the meaning of the covenant is Abraham, because Abraham walked through it, then God also walked through it. The meaning of that is, Abraham, if I don't do what I told you I will do, let my life be like the life of any of these animals, that God will have to die if he doesn't do it. That's why the best way to move with God is by covenant. Covenant is unbroken. Psalm 89 verse 35, my covenant will I not break, neither utter the things that have gone out of my mouth. Please, if you want to move with God, move with him by covenant. Give us verse 34. Move with him by covenant. Covenant is stronger than anything. My covenant will I not break, nor utter what has gone out of my mouth. There's no verse 34 there. So it's so important. So Abraham, yes, let's try to move with God with covenant. My covenant will I not break, nor utter. So God entered into covenant. And from that day, the Bible says Abraham believed God, and it was counted to him for righteousness. Here it is. Wherever your faith is shaking, use covenant to support it. Number 7, use covenant. If you have done something that you need to do, it's a support. Lord, I've done my part. You can't break your part. Number 7, battle of the flesh. Oh, Genesis 16, 1 to 7. Battle of the flesh. Battle of the flesh. Genesis 25, 1 to 8. Battle of the flesh. Genesis 17, 1 to 7. I repeat. Genesis 16, 1 to 7. Genesis 25, 1 to 8. Genesis 17, 1 to 7. Battle of the flesh. Abraham was a man of God. Abraham was a great man. Abraham was a friend of God. But flesh does not have to do with whether you are a good person or a bad person. It's just human nature. Abraham, the flesh, and where the devil got him was that area. You know, they were waiting, and the wife suggested, okay, my housemaid is there. Did you ever read that Abraham resisted? He didn't resist. Because where we wanted to plant cola has germinated. The flesh. He never resisted. Because something has been going wrong. When it comes to the flesh, watch your heart. What comes to your heart today may become your act tomorrow. Kill it at the root of the heart before it germinates. Now, when Agai came to the house, he was just a small girl, has not reached puberty age, but it began to grow. And maybe Baba has been nursing something. And you will know. That's why God told him that if I'm going to fulfill this promise, Genesis chapter 17, verse 1 to 7, no more fooling around with Agai. Walk before me and be perfect. Your own may not be lust. Your own may not be pride. It may be anger. What is the flesh that is always arising at the junction of fulfillment of promise? And you will know this when you look at Genesis 25, 1 to 8. After Sarah have died, I agree, Sarah have died. You need another wife. This is a man of, at this point now, 140 years. Yes, you need another wife moving around. But when you read Genesis 25, when you get to Saturday, not just wife, concubine. Concubine. You know what they call concubine? In my village, Ale. Concubines. The flesh. Kill the flesh so that you can fulfill destiny. That's verse 8. But on the sons of the concubines, which Abraham had, gave gift and set them away from Isaac. Don't disturb my son. Isaac. Why yet leave Israel unto the east country? He set them away. Concubine. Here was a child of destiny. So deal with your flesh. Number 8. 2 more to go. Battles of aligning with the perfect will of God. Genesis 21, 9 to 15. Genesis 21, 9 to 15. You know, after Ishmael came up, this boy began to grow up. And there was battle again in the house. That's why your single disobedience can put your life on unrest till your last day. Mama Sarah that said, go in. Mama said, no, I don't get my own child. I don't want this child again. Koda, Kenya Shebe, it's not good. You can't do that. And Abraham went to meet God. Lord, what should I do? This is my blood. This is my son. And Mama Sarah that caused this problem. Now he says, you know the way I go and do it. What will you think will be the answer of God? God said, listen to her. Cast out the son of the bondwoman. That was the greatest struggle of Abraham. Greatest struggle. Aligning with the perfect will of God. Aligning with the perfect will of God. Do you think it was easy for a 33-and-a-half-year-old man to die when Jesus was praying that prayer in Matthew chapter 26, verse 26, 36 to 46? This guy, a man of 33 and a half year old, is just enjoying life. And God said, oh yeah, the assignment that you came to the world is time. Jesus had to renegotiate. He said, Baba, I need to renegotiate. Take this cup away from me. But nevertheless, not my will. I tell you, it's costly doing the will of God. If you claim you are doing God's will and it has not cost you, you are lying. You are lying. Doing God's will because you have your own personal will of what you want to do, but to please the Father. But Jesus said, not my will. This ministry, the ministry of Jesus was just being known now. 33 and a half years, he said, now go and it's time. And remain has come. Kai. He sweated blood. If you're going to fulfill destiny, perfect alignment. Second to the last one, the battle of impatience. Genesis 16, 1-6. Impatient. Genesis 16, 1-6 and Hebrews 6, 12. Impatient. I submit to you, if you're going to fulfill destiny, you will need patience. Suru. You will need patience. Patience with God, patience with people, patience. In fact, sometimes you will do more than forgiving. You will need forbearing. Forbearing. There are people that are very difficult to cope with. We need patience. What God promised you. You know, because God doesn't live in time, He lives in eternity. And especially if you are like people like most of us, now.com. You may miss God, oh. Now.com, it must happen now. You may miss God. It will take patience because you need to grow through it. There are things, it's only experience that can teach you. I see many people who will accuse their leader, it's not doing this. When they become leader, they now understand, they come back. And they say, have you seen some lady before? They normally have revelation when they get to the labor room. When they give back, they will go back to their mother and buy wrapper and say, Mama, ekuche. She has been accusing her mother, my mommy, hey, old lady, I don't know what's happening to my mommy. It's okay. You will soon be there. My father, I don't know what my dad is doing that he has not built down. If I'm collecting the salary, he's collecting. That was my thought in those days. I will not be eating, I will be saving money. Before, under 5 years, I will build a house. Now so, you go build that. Your father doesn't, he's collecting that money. He doesn't know that. The father dress for school fees, your dress, all this one. Then when he grow up now, son, this is 15 years you have been working. Ice market. Ice market. Ice market. Impatient. Make people. I normally tell you, in secondary school days, we wanted to be riding cars. Why? Because we saw when they are all these American rappers and all that, when they are driving, they will just bring us smoke. That was why we wanted to drive. Now, if you are bringing us smoke like that, you will soon die. Because some of our mates, they die like that. Now, it doesn't matter the car I'm rising now. Do you think I can bring us smoke and be doing donut on the street? When I have children to take care of, when I have food or when I don't, you know. But then, you don't care. You just want to do donut. You don't know. And do carry. Somebody is driving. Even when I finish prayer and or whatever, and I'm driving, and somebody trying to be struggling, I say, go your way. I don't know where you are going. What's the struggle? Why? What has happened? Experience has come. Because when you are a teenager or young adult, you think death is not real. You think you can't die. That's what happened to people like Tupac and all that. They think that death is not real. No. And you look like you have extra life. You will soon know that once this one drop, that's the end. And have you ever seen anybody that die and the whole world stands still? People will still be buying market. I want to buy fan, KDK. I want to buy bicycle. In fact, I've seen it where people go to mourn for people. By the time you see people disappearing, they have gone inside to go and take pop off. They just take over, and then with Fanta, then you see them come and hey, this is our life. A good man. What a good man. What a good man. I don't know whether they normally rehearse it or what a good man. Then you just see them telling, I'm coming. Just I'm coming. Inside the bag he carry, there is digestive biscuit there. He's just like women. They always have plan B. That bag you see them carrying about, there is plan B inside. You see him wearing shoe. There is slippers inside the bag. Don't let me go there. Number 10. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Number 10. They always have plan B. And then say, they always have plan B. Number 10. And that's the final one. If you're going to fulfill destiny, deal with the enemies of idol. Idol. What do I mean by that? Genesis 22, verse 1 to 20. This is the last enemy that Abraham had to deal with to fulfill destiny. Idol. Idol. A question. What is it in your life as we speak that you cannot give to God? That's your idol. I submit to you. What is it in your life now that if God should say, give me, you can't give to God? You can't give God. That's the idol. God knew this the day Isaac came, that there will be a battle between him and Abraham over the ownership of Isaac. That was the last test he had to pass. Because after that, you will now say, God said, now I know you love me. In blessing, I will bless you. Because God described that gift. Abraham, he says, sir, I told you to leave your father's house, you left. I told you to circumcise yourself, you circumcised. I told you to cast out the son of the bondwoman. It's easy to cast out Ishmael. Now, Abraham, this is your last jackpot request. He said, what is it? Take thy only son. So at this point, Ishmael was not the son again. Take thy only son. You know, and God knows how to describe. Thy only son. Give me that verse 22. Verse 22, verse 1, please. Genesis 22 from verse 1. Take thy only son, whom thou lovest. He said, behold, here am I. And he said, take now thy son, comma, thy only son, bracket. In case you don't know the name, I know the name. Isaac, comma, whom thou lovest. How shall I not love another thing above me? Whom thou lovest. That's the problem. Whom thou lovest. Thou shalt love the Lord thy God. Even if it is yourself that you love more than God, it's a challenge. It's a challenge. That's where our challenge. It's a challenge. Whom thou lovest. Take that boy to one of the mountains in Moriah. I want to eat him. And offer him there as a burnt sacrifice upon the altar on the mountain, which I will tell you all. God gave him opportunity to backslide. Number one, he didn't tell him the place. Number two, he gave him 3 days so that he can change his mind. And you know what? Don't blame the blessing of Abraham. Everything is not gift. Don't blame people that you see them blessed. Find out their transaction with God. Find out their transaction with God. And Abraham stood up early in the morning. He didn't tell Mama Sarah. Otherwise, there will be fight in that house. I will show you that you are crazy now. My son, you will kill me first. No. You are joking. Dementia and worrying. You are having that. He's very early in the morning. He rose up. And he walked 3 days. That's opportunity to backslide. Anybody that said God forced them to do anything is a lie. God never forces. He walks with your will. He will give you choice. And they walked 3 days. And then when they got there in verse 5, Abraham said, we want to go and worship. Abraham saw God's instruction as a worship. That was the first time the word worship was used. That's why worship is not about praise, whether slow or fast. Worship is a lifestyle. We want to go and worship and return back. And Abraham got up there, him and Isaac, and the boy was smart and said, Papa, I've been following you for sacrifice over the year. I see the knife. I see the fire. I see everything. You know that? Where is the ram we normally use? What did Abraham tell his son? Where is the sacrifice? Where is the sacrifice? My son, God will provide himself a lamb for burnt offering. So they went both of them together. God will provide. Coded language. God will provide. You know what? Hebrew will later told us that Abraham believed that God, even if I kill this child, you will raise him back to life. He has gotten to a point with God that he knows him. That's why God said, from today. You know, Abraham is the only one they have told us now that have bosom in heaven. He's the only one. Abraham gave his son when God himself has not given his own son. He gave his son when God himself has not given his own son. That's why it's called, that's why till tomorrow, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, called everywhere. Go and watch the swarm blessing from verse 16 to 18. God said, Abraham, you did this. In blessing, I will bless you. In this, I will bless you. In fact, this one, that's one. Now, Abraham, I swear by myself, because there is no any other person greater than me that I can swear with. I swear for you, because thou hast done this thing. Thou hast not withheld thy only son from me. Okay. You did it. That in blessing, I will bless thee. In multiplying, I will multiply thy seed as the stars of heaven, and as the sun which is upon the seashore. And thy seed shall possess the gate on their enemy. Israel had just said, the whole world should watch. This is how you will know the might of Israel, what we are going to do to Iran. Have you seen any nation that come against them and they are conquered? Yet there are 10 million people. We are more than 200 million in our nation. May there not be war in Jesus' name. I kneel down and pray there will not be war in Jesus' name. God, we are doing badly with Boko Haram in our name. May there never be war. And we will not see war in Jesus' name. It's not about number. Not about number. It's about number. We're still dealing with kidnappers at our backyard. Not to now talk of people with rocket. You know, we had one minister in those days that Israel should better be careful that they had that whether an American was there. They should better be careful because Nigeria will do it. And I say, I was in Meo. I was bound that's you. Jejelomo baden lo. Praise God. I mean, God said, they will speak with the enemy. Look at the number of terrorists they have eliminated in the little time. They are still counting. I decree over you, whatever be the idol that God is looking at and say, Since you have regarded this one more than me, I can't bless you more than I have said. I decree, may God give you that grace. Go back to this message. Look at those 10 things. Take care of them, and you will fulfill destiny. Stand to your feet.